Emily Epp, Manager of Communications at the Cariboo Regional District. This is today's video update for August the 29th, and I'm joined here by Natasha, the Fire Information Officer at the Cariboo Fire Center. And before we go to Natasha's fire update, I just wanted to let you know that again at the CRD we had some good news this morning. We were able to downgrade an evacuation order for an area west of Batnuni Lake all the way to the CRD's western boundary. That area is now back to an alert, which means that about 169 properties were able to go back, people were able to go back to that area today, which is great news. It's important to note though that there still are evacuation orders in that area west of Quesnel, so please check our website cariboord.ca, check out our searchable online map to know how those changes might have affected you. So, Natasha, if you want to just give us a bit of an update.
Sure, thanks Emily. So I'll start today with just talking about the weather a little bit, because it is certainly the main story once again for the BC Wildfire Service here in the Cariboo. Today we are seeing temperatures near 30, as well as winds getting up into the gustier ranges again. We are seeing local gusts of 40, which is certainly significant wind. There's also a risk of lightning in the north half of the fire center. Unfortunately, tomorrow we are going to see a risk of lightning again. Temperatures will cool down a little bit, but unfortunately we are expecting to see winds again, gusts to the 40s in some locations. And the issue as well with tomorrow is that we are expecting to see a wind shift from sort of a southeast northwest direction to a westerly direction. And these winds are going to remain gusty into Thursday as well. So we are expecting some winds over the next few days. Unfortunately, if we do receive lightning today or tomorrow, our weather forecasters have indicated that it's going to be dry lightning, which is exactly like it sounds. It's not going to come with any precipitation. So certainly any lightning this time of year can cause fires, but dry lightning certainly has an increased risk of causing fires just because it's not going to come with any precipitation. So given that, early detection and an aggressive initial attack are going to be high priorities for us over the next couple of days. Looking ahead a little bit farther, later this week and early into the weekend, temperatures are going to stay a bit cooler, sort of in the mid-20s. And like we said, winds are expected to ease a bit on Friday, Saturday. But in the longer term forecasts, we're going to continue to see the hot, dry conditions, particularly in the latter part of the long weekend and into early next week. And seeing some record-breaking temperatures is not out of the question for that period sort of into early next week. So really for the weather, there is no relief in sight for fire conditions. We are expecting to see active burning conditions into September, and it's just going to continue to really feel like summer over the next sort of 10-day period, at least here in the Cariboo. We're not into fall conditions yet, unfortunately. Just in general, I'll talk very generally just about the fires we have in the Cariboo Fire Center. Given the hot and dry conditions we've seen over the last couple of days, we are seeing increased fire activity on fires across the Cariboo Fire Center. In general, we have not seen significant growth of fires, but given that we are starting to see gustier winds here this afternoon and tomorrow, we are bracing for continued increased fire activity, and we're going to be really watching for areas where where fires may start to move, and hopefully working to contain those areas quickly. Crews, the other sort of factor that we're going to be watching out for the next couple of days, tomorrow in particular, is the wind shift that's going to occur. Whenever, like we've talked about before on these videos, whenever wind has been generally blowing from one direction and shifts to another direction, it presents unique risks to ground crews, and that it can blow the fire back into areas where they're working. And a wind shift can also blow the fire into areas of new fuel that haven't been as accessible to the fire yet. So watching out for the wind shift tomorrow as well. A little bit of good news is that we have had really good success lately with initial attack. So we haven't had any new fires today as of here this afternoon or yesterday. The last new fire that we had started 2 days ago in the Canoe Creek area. Did receive air tanker support as well as helicopter bucketing support, as well as direct attack from ground crews on the day of discovery. And then into the next day, yesterday, crews continued work on it, and they were successful in keeping it at a small size, and the fire was called out today. So a bit of good news in that we have had a great deal of success lately with initial attack fires, and that's going to continue to be a priority anyways for the next few days here with the dry lightning possible.
Thanks, Natasha. That is great news. And we wanted to let you know as well the way things are going with the current wildfires in the Cariboo. A lot of things aren't changing day to day on those fires, which is good news. So in order to not be repeating old information every day, we're aiming for fire updates every other day at this point. The CRD will still be producing other video updates, so you can still expect to see a video update every evening. We just may not have fire updates every evening. And of course, if the situation changes, we'll make additional videos so that you can be the most up to date. And so Natasha, just with that in mind, could you just touch on maybe the best ways that people can find that fire info if they're still looking for that?
Yeah, so probably the best way to find fire info on the fires of note around the Cariboo is to go to www.bcwildfire.ca and take a look on the fires of note pages there. Contact information for the individual site level information officers should be listed on those pages, and they will have the most detailed information about those specific fires. If you're having trouble figuring out which information officer might be assigned to a fire, or if the fire doesn't appear to be doesn't have a fire of note page or doesn't appear to be assigned to an information officer, you can call the Cariboo Fire Center at 778-799-2101, and the information officers here will be able to help you out either by answering your question directly or putting you in touch with the information officer that will be able to.
Thanks, Natasha. And for CRD information, you can call our public phone line. We're open 8:30 to 4:30. That's 1-866-759-4977, as well as checking out this Facebook page or our website, cariboord.ca. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for more updates.